Hello, and thanks for taking a moment to consider taking on this job. The main aspects of this job are to take this it's about a 300 page document I have, and it needs some custom margins, and it needs some strange kind of paging done on it. To me, it's strange, but to you, maybe not strange at all. So go ahead and take those one at a time. Let's talk about the pagination first. I'll tell you here first, and then I'm going to show you in the document itself. The first part of the document, it's about 17 pages of it, needs to have small Roman numerals, and some of them have to be hidden. And then the second part of the document needs to have regular Arabic numbers in the upper right-hand header area. And I just paused you for a second because I added something. These Roman numerals in the beginning need to be centered at the bottom of the page. So let's go take a look at this document. Here it is. You can see it's 243 pages long. And the first part, and I'm looking at it with, you can see 3 pages at a time right now. This page is blank and unnumbered. It doesn't take any number at all. So really, this right here is page 1. This is the title page, and you can see the title right there. So we've got the title page. This one takes the baby Roman numeral 1 centered at the bottom. So it starts here. But, silly rule, the Roman numeral is actually hidden on this page. So you can't see it, but just want to let you know this page is the Roman numeral 1 page. This page doesn't really matter. It can show on this page, but honestly it doesn't matter because I'm actually going to insert another page physically in here. But so it can show here. The Roman numeral 2 can show here. Without a doubt, though, it needs to definitely show from this page on, abstract. So this is Roman numeral page 3. So again, this is sort of like right here. This is page 0. Page doesn't count, but it needs to stay here. These, by the way, have to be removed from up here. From this section. This section should only have either on this page nothing. In the case of this first page, nothing. But starting here, only Roman numerals. Get rid of these Arabic numbers, please. Okay, so this is 0, this is 1, 2, and again, nothing here. 1, 2, and then the abstract page 3. So down in this center bottom, Roman numeral 3. So let's go ahead. I think you get it. I'm kind of over-explaining, and I apologize. But scroll on down. Roman numerals need to show on all of these pages through this one, list of figures. So I don't know what number that'll be. That'll probably be page 16 in Roman numerals showing at the bottom. Okay. And then, starting on this page, this chapter 1 page, we need to start with the upper right-hand corner Arabic numbering like what you see here, but this is page 1. Okay? And the other rule about this only on page 1 does this apply with the Arabic numbering. It is hidden here. So I do not want to see the page number here. But starting here on the second page of this section, we want to see a 2, 3, 4, again in the Arabic numbering. And then they can show here 5, 6, 7. It can show through the rest of the document. Okay. We'll say though that that's almost through the rest of the document. We do have one page at the end that needs to be blank. So it should not have anything on it, no page numbers at all. And I'll make sure I have that written in the overview. Okay, so I did go ahead and note that there. So let me check through this pagination section. So in the instructions, I give you a quick overview of the pagination, and then I give you a detailed overview of what exactly we need to do. So let me look at this. This is going back to section 1 with the Roman numerals. And I checked the instructions on the Roman numeral section, and I covered all of that in my demo that I just did for you. Okay, I'm going to look at section 2 now. And while you're on pause, I checked. I think I have all the right instructions in section 2. Okay, so let's talk about the custom margins situation. All right, so the margins, as I've sent the document to you, are going to have a 1.5 inch left-hand margin, and then 1 inch everywhere else, top, bottom, right. So let's go look at that. I'm going into the margins. I'm going to go look in the custom margins, just show you that. We've got 1, 1, 1, and then 1.5 on the left, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Except, this is where you come in. This is where I desperately need your help. In some cases, we have to have a 2-inch top margin. Okay? So basically, at the beginning, this is kind of the rule of thumb, but then I try to be very specific so you know exactly what pages we're talking about. The first page of major sections needs to have a 2-inch top margin. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this over and show you what I mean. But I'll go ahead and talk it through for a second. The second page, which is the title page. I'll put that title/second page where it starts with the affordances and limitations. That needs to have a 2-inch top margin. The abstract page should have this. The dedication, the acknowledgments, the vita, table of contents, list of tables, list of figures, chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first page of the references should have it. The appendix, every new appendix should have, on its first page of the appendix, it should have a 2-inch top margin. But the rule is the second pages of these sections, like if the section has a second page, it should go back to the 1-inch top margin, which makes it very cumbersome. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, so this page right here, this is a new section. This is the title page. It should have a 2-inch top margin. This page does not matter. The signature page, you can just leave it blank, leave it alone. Honestly, it doesn't matter what it has on it, but you just make sure the pagination is correct. So that was the previous thing we talked about. But don't worry about the custom margin on this page, because again, I'm going to insert. I'm going to print all of this, and I'm going to actually physically insert a page here, which is the way we do it at our university. All right, so this page, abstract, 2-inch margin on the first page here, but on the spillover, the next page of this abstract section, it keeps the 1-inch margin. Dedication, same thing, 2-inch margin here on the first page, and then back to the 1-inch top margin for the rest of the section. Acknowledgments, 2-inch margin on this first page of it, and then for any spillover or additional pages, 1-inch top margin. Vita. This vita needs to stay on one page, as does, let me just say this, and I tried to set it up so that it would work this way, but this title page needs to stay on one page as well. So some pages cannot have a spillover, and it cannot have more than one. The title page up there above was one of them. This vita is another. If this becomes a problem, you could fix it by squeezing these lines together, but I don't think it'll be a problem because we've got a lot of space at the bottom here. I think when you put that 2-inch margin at the top, everything will still be on one page, so it shouldn't be a problem, but just want to let you know that. Now the table of contents can be as long as we need it to be. Again, let me back up. Vita needs to have that 2-inch margin on the top. I think I made that clear, but just to be super clear. Table of contents, same thing. 2-inch margin only on this first page. Then on remaining pages, 1-inch margin, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. Okay? List of tables, 2-inch margin. You probably will only have a one page. It'll probably only be one page here, but it's okay if this one spills over into multiples. But again, I don't think it will. But if it were to, the second page would have a 1-inch margin. List of figures, a 2-inch margin at the top, please. Then this page, chapter 1. So basically, every section in the body that follows, that's a chapter introduction page, like the first page of the chapter, it needs to have a 2-inch margin only on the first page. So 2-inch margin here, and then 1 inch for the remainder of this chapter. And then let's go ahead and go to chapter 2. All right, around page 22, we've got chapter 2 starting. This needs a 2-inch margin on only on this first page, and then follow-up pages need to have 1-inch margins. I know that you probably get the picture. Same here, 2-inch margin on chapter 3, and 1 inch on the pages that follow the first page of Chapter 3. I'm looking at the first page of Chapter 4 now, around page 82. This page needs a 2-inch margin. The following pages of this chapter need to have a 1-inch margin. Same thing with Chapter 5. 2-inch top margin on this lead page, the introductory page, and then 1 inch on the remaining pages. And then Chapter 6, please give it a 2-inch margin on this first page, and then 1-inch top margins on the rest. Let's go ahead and go to the references. I'm just going to talk you through the whole thing in great detail, because I know that it's hard to know. It's hard to know what's expected when your instructions are completely written. All right, so the references page around 183 needs to have a 2-inch margin, top margin on the first page, and then 1 inch on the remaining. And then the final section is the appendices, and there are a lot of them. There are A through Q appendices. Each appendix needs to have a 2-inch margin on the first page of the appendix. So Appendix A needs to have a 2-inch margin. There won't be a spillover page for that. Appendix B needs to have a 2-inch margin. I hope I just said it here. I feel like I said the wrong thing. This needs a 2-inch margin. I think I said that, but just in case, I needed to be extra clear. Appendix B, a 2-inch margin at the top. If it has a spillover or a second page, that needs to have a 1-inch margin. Appendix C needs to have a 2-inch margin on the first page. And then any following pages, I think it will have a second page, needs to have a 1-inch margin. I think you get my drift. For each appendix, the first page of that appendix has that 2-inch top margin, and all the following pages will have a 1-inch. And like this one, Appendix D, is pretty long. It's going to have at least 2 follow-up pages. Appendix E is going to probably spill over. Appendix F is going to definitely have multiple pages in it. Again, each appendix is considered a separate section. Appendix I gets its 2-inch margin, J, etc., etc. Okay, so I think you get it. And just to repeat, the last page, again, is just sort of blank and it's unnumbered. I think that covers it. I'm going to put you on pause, double check my instructions, make sure I've written everything I need to. I'm back on the instructions, and I think I've got it written properly. If you have any questions about this, just send me a message. But I listed all of these pages separately that need 2-inch top margins, but I did not list the appendices separately. But as I showed you in the video, you do want to consider them also separate pages. Each appendix, remember, the first page of that appendix, so the first page of Appendix A has a 2-inch margin. All following pages of Appendix A have the 1-inch top margin. So you have to go appendix by appendix. That's like 20 of them there, maybe 17 or something. Finally, we have a handbook that you can kind of look at. It might be helpful. It might also be not helpful. And it also has additional formatting things in it that you don't need to worry about. They're things that I'm going to do later. I'm going to do a number of things. So really, but it might help you. Like if you look at page 4, it kind of shows you in table format that the small Roman numerals beginning with 3 start on the abstract page, blah, blah, blah. So this might be a helpful guide, or it might just confuse you further, because this guide actually does contain a few mistakes. But in the end, I don't know. I wouldn't rely too much on this guide. All right, I think this video is long enough. I think you know what you need to do. I'll leave the guide here for you. It may be useful, but don't overdo it on reading the guide, okay? If you have a question about what I've set forth, you can direct it to me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I appreciate your considering this job or taking this job. Thank you.